Canada, we have seen an evolution in the way the debate is framed around refugees. Basically, the European crisis has led a lot of medias and politicians into rephrasing, rewording the way we see refugees as being something of a threat. We speak about invasion, migratory threat, and this is not the case really. You have to look at the flows in between the US, which is basically our neighbor and the only migrant provider really, and us as being flows that go back and forth. The same way African Americans came to Canada to flee segregation in the 19th century in the US. They went back to the US when the Emancipation Proclamation was adopted after the Civil War. And then Francophones may have gone to Vermont to establish themselves, and they came back when the Great Depression occurred. So you have those flows going back and forth between the US and Canada, and so you may see at some point an increase, a spike even in migration, and sometimes a spike in refugees, but this may be on a short amount of time. The thing is, the way we see the current refugee crisis is we see that from a very shortened time frame, which means that the spike today is not so much of a spike if you look over the last 20 years. So the way we, as media, politicians, frame the debate alters the way policies will be implemented. And this is directly coming from Europe and the idea that there is really a refugee crisis or a migrant crisis in Europe, and the idea that it may be somehow related to the augmentation of jihadi terrorism. The link is not established per se in Europe and is not a problem in North America.